everyone. Welcome back to Poppin In with Alexa and Molly. I'm Molly.
And I'm Alexa.
And what are you popping in about today, Alexa? 2 weeks later?
I know.
We're back.
We haven't seen each other since the holidays. Honestly, I feel like we've barely talked over the holidays. I was dead in a ditch, I think.
I know, same. I haven't really looked at my phone. I also, I've missed you.
I missed you too. I also feel like not that I didn't have things to talk about, because we always have things to talk about, but I was just I just feel like I've been in a dead zone, you know?
I also think, just so you guys know, it's not, our friendship is not just based on this podcast. We talk about other things, but for some reason, we just haven't, needed to talk.
I feel like nothing's been going on in my life. You want to know what I'm popping in with this week? It's pretty generic. You're not going to agree, but deviled eggs.
Ew.
Exactly.
Horrifying.
And I was thinking, I was sitting there making them for Christmas, and you know that line in Little Women, the first line where she's like, "Christmas isn't Christmas without presents," Joe said. And I kept saying, "Christmas isn't Christmas without deviled eggs."
Okay. I don't agree. I've never had deviled eggs on Christmas. I've never had them in general, but
want that on a shirt.
Oh, I'll remember that.
I love
face
them.
On it.
And it's crazy because deviled eggs, they'll get you, because suddenly you're like, wait, have I eaten a carton of eggs?
That's nasty.
Because they're just so.
Why do people like them? What do they taste like? 'Cause they smell horrible.
They taste they taste kind of like they have mayo.
Ew. Okay, you're not selling me.
Okay, I said one thing.
Mayo already
and
I'm done.
I put relish in it, and
ooh.
They taste
Sorry.
I shouldn't
say ew to people's food, which is
they don't taste tangy, but they have a little bit of a tang to them. I don't know. And they're just good.
Oh.
I love a little deviled egg.
I'll never eat one.
Got a little devil in me, you know?
An egg.
A lot of egg in me. I'll be real. What are you popping with this week?
Okay, honestly, Stephen King.
Okay.
Okay. I don't think we've talked about this since I watched it. This is crazy for everyone. Yes, we talked about it, Shawshank.
Because I thought you were going to say you were popping with the Green Mile.
I was about to, if you just let me get into it. So, all of a sudden, I've just discovered classic Stephen King movies.
Is the
I don't
Green
know
Mile
why.
Stephen King?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot that. Okay.
And I watched it I've always seen clips of it on TV, here and there. Same with Shawshank. And then when I actually watched both movies, I was like, these are masterpieces, and I will never stop thinking about these for the rest of my life.
I used to get them really confused in my head, and I won't really watch. I love The Green Mile. I think it's a great movie. I have not watched it in years because
I watched it twice in 1 week. It's so sad. It's so sad.
Not ominously, but when I picked you up for the movie last week, you were like, "You've missed my big movie week or something," and then you didn't say anything.
To talk about it.
You didn't say anything else, because I think we were going to the movie or something.
Well, because I watched.
I was like, okay.
Matthew and I watched The Green Mile for the first time. Last week, and I'm not kidding, it's a 3-hour movie. I didn't know until we started it. It's on Netflix. It's only there until December 30th, so everyone watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't have to.
Well, this
you don't have
episode,
to if you don't want
by the
to.
time this episode comes out, it'll be too late.
31st maybe. Anyway, okay. We were like, okay, we'll watch it, and it literally, it was 3 hours. I was like, okay, we'll have to pause it. Yeah. There was no point during that movie that I wanted to pause it. I was like, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen.
It's a great movie, but the part that it just really freaks me out when they're doing the electric.
I know, it really upset me a lot.
I think about it. I used to think about it a lot more frequently.
I think about it quite a bit. Because especially because I'm like, do they feel it? When the one guy did.
They definitely do. Or there's this scene in Ozark where electrocution really freaks me out. Welcome to our anxiety podcast. There's this scene in Ozark where it's the guy is kind of touching the metal handles of the bar to get off of a boat are in the water, and the water's electrocuted. Oh my god. And so he touches it, and it basically you watch his whole skin fry, and that's now a huge fear for me.
Yeah. Well,
huge.
The problem. Okay, so I've heard that they don't really feel it, because by the time that you would feel your brain's you're not there.
I guess it would depend on how big the electric shock is.
Now, when they botch it, I think that guy feels it. Because he gets set on fire.
Yeah, I think for sure.
Crazy.
Oh
honestly, God. And you know how I'm afraid of mice and rodents?
Yeah.
I was totally fine during this movie. That was a cute little mouse. I won't even lie.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Jingles.
I feel like You are afraid of mice and rodents in real life, but I feel like in cinematic purposes,
I can't watch rats in movies.
You were fine in Nosferatu.
No, I wasn't. I covered my ears the entire time.
You like the Mises from...
I do. They're cute.
Yeah.
They're fun.
You like nice mice.
Jesus for us, Mises.
I think. And also mice and rats are a little different. So
yeah, their mice are actually kind of cute, but I wouldn't want to see one. But anyway, that's what I'm popping in about.
Wow. Well, anyways, we hope you guys have had a really nice holiday. Let us know what you got for Christmas, what you like to eat, and what movies you've been watching. But we're going to tell you about some things that we've been watching. I felt
like we were about to be like, bye. Like, we're just getting started.
Oh, Molly's had 2 espresso martinis. I've had 2 glasses of wine. I've spoken to like only Chris for the past 3 days. So I'm like ready to chat, you know?
Yeah.
And the first thing we're going to talk about is a movie we went to go see the movie I was alluding to that we were on the way to, The Housemaid.
Yes. It was a movie of all time, wasn't it?
What does that mean?
It was a movie of all time.
It was a movie.
Of all time.
Yeah. And here's the thing, I didn't hate it.
That's what Matthew and I say when we're like, people are like, oh, it's the greatest movie of all time. We're just like, it was a movie of all time.
Yeah.
Because it was a movie of all time.
Yeah.
It was actually exactly, I think we walked away from that movie, drove away.
Yeah.
Saying that is what we expected it to be.
Yeah, like there were no shocks. I was not like, wow, that was awful, or wow, that was great. It was exactly like right in the middle per my predictions. And here's the thing. I do wish I had paid a discount day price for it.
I know. So we went on, shout out Marcus Cedar, but also not shout out this week because you guys don't do Value Tuesdays on the weeks where we're really wanting to go to the movies. Yeah. Actually, not really, but anyway.
This was a Value Tuesday movie.
This was a Value Tuesday movie. Actually, so my mom was with us, and she was like, she whispered to me after the movie, she was like, that could have been a Netflix movie. Yep. And I was like, you know what? That's so true.
You know what's interesting, though, is I was reading this review from the New York Times, and they were saying that it's better to see it, like, in a theater because it's, like, a community experience. And I was thinking about there was that one guy in the theater
he was funny.
He was shocked. Every twist and turn, he was like, oh, my God.
No, and even that, he would, like, laugh a lot. Yeah. He was genuinely enjoying himself.
Yeah. I think he said at one point, he was like, he deserved it or something like that. And we were just like, okay.
Well, I saw a clip where it was like, I think the Housemaid like posted, like the account posted on TikTok where it was like it was a reaction of like a theater. It was a shot of a theater reaction. And they were all like, it looked like they were watching a horror, like the craziest horror movie you've ever seen. They were like, ah! Like jumping, and everybody in the comments was like, there's no way this was for The Housemaid.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, there were certain points, I mean, honestly, and we'll kind of get into this more, but the movie was definitely way more gruesome than the book was. Yeah. So, I mean, there are times where I could actually see someone like, we kind of were reacting a little bit like that, but not in like a this movie's amazing way, just more like a...
And you know what? Here's one of the few moments I'll agree with Sydney Sweeney. In an interview, she said, she was like, I wouldn't actually read the book before you see the movie. And I would agree, because I will say, like, in these
That's a weird thing to say about a movie you're in based on an author's book. I don't know if I would say that.
I thought it was weird too, but now that I've seen it, I kind of agree, because sometimes with these thrillers type things, it makes it a little bit more boring because, like, you know the twist.
That's true,
what's gonna happen. And so I feel like maybe if I hadn't read the book, I would have been like more involved in it, because I did find the first like 2/3 of it pretty boring.
So I actually think 2 things. They changed it a little. So then you are kind of like, oh my gosh, because okay, we'll get into it, but like they did change like the big when they get into like the plot twist and there's like a whole like kind of torture scene, like that part was a little different. And so then you are kind of reacting in like a new way than you were in the book. I do think the book actually explains more. So watching the movie would have been a little like, I think reading the book, at least we could come from the movie being like, oh, here's why they did that. Yeah. Here's how she did that. Like, I think watching the movie without the book would have been a little bit, not confusing because it's not that deep, but like just, you would have been like, wait, how did she do that?
And yeah, that's true. And also, here's the thing I was thinking about. I was like, so background. The Housemaid is based on a book very popular by Frida McFadden.
I think
McFadden.
So. McFadden.
And we both read it. You let me borrow your copy. Shout out you. And the thing is, what made I think the book really good was like, it is a fun, quick read. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of like
read.
It's a beach read. This movie just felt a little too long. And I think like for me, what made the book good is there's a twist. And the twist is in the movie too. And so we should say, in order to talk about this properly, we're going to have to get into spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, you don't want the book or the movie spoiled, go look at the timestamps. They're in our show notes. They're on our Instagram at Poppin In Podcast. But like, I don't think we can really talk about this properly without talking about the twist. Mm-hmm. And so I think like once I knew the twist, like I was kind of bored by the movie a little bit. Mm. And I think like if I hadn't known the twist, maybe I would have been like still just as like, oh my gosh. But
I was never bored by it. I did think it was too long.
Yeah.
I wasn't bored by it. I thought it was actually entertaining for the most part. I just didn't think it was like particularly good.
Yeah.
You know?
And so what are your like top things if someone was like, why do you think it wasn't good? What would be the first thing you think of?
I mean, some of it was just like a little, so honestly, Amanda Seyfried, I never know how to say her name.
I don't know
Seyfried?
either. Seyfried?
After all these years, I actually still don't know how to say her last name. Seyfried.
Y'all know who we're talking about.
Yes. She acted circles around Sydney Sweeney. And I'm not just saying, I mean, Sydney Sweeney, I actually have always thought was a good actor. When she's supposed to be monotone and kind of emotionless, like, for example, I thought her acting in The White Lotus was really good. I thought her acting in Euphoria was really good. In this movie, it just didn't work until the end when she does have to be kind of like, monotone, a little like, it does work eventually in the movie, but at first when she's like, because the whole thing is she is like, you know, she's the maid. Amanda Seyfried's character keeps like kind of gaslighting her and basically not torturing her, but like just kind of tormenting her. And the whole time it's like Sydney Sweeney's like, Nina, you never told me that you're Nina, like, and it's just like, it's so monotone and it's not good. And then the actor, do you remember his name? Brandon something.
I literally was like, we'll remember it when I looked it
No,
up
I don't
earlier.
know him really. I haven't actually seen him in anything.
He was in
Brandon Sklenar.
Yeah, Brandon Sklenar.
He's cute.
Yeah.
He actually, the entire movie, I don't know if I said this to you, I kept being like, he looks like Chris Evans. Like, he looks exactly like Chris Evans. It was kind of freaky. But he wore the tightest sweaters I've ever seen in my life.
I was like, they dressed him appropriate for the character, but not for this actor. I was like, just looking at this actor, I would just never see him in these outfits.
He was super hot, but also he just, like, to me, he's just kind of like, he wasn't a very good actor, in my opinion. So Amanda really acted circles around them.
And that's what, when we were discussing it afterwards, because that was the big thing for me. I think, I'll be real, and I'm sorry, because I know Megan disagrees, and she's probably going to listen to this. Please don't hate me, but I thought Sydney Sweeney was horrible in this movie. I literally, I think she really was terrible. And I said to you, I was like, was it her or was it the writing? But Amanda Seyfried, same writers, you know, and I think was doing...
She was funny. She was. And I think that could be the character, too, because she's supposed to be a little outrageous. But I do think Sydney, I think she has to be a little bit more frantic. And Sydney Sweeney is not someone who can be... Well, I guess she could. Again, in some things she is really good. But in this movie, I didn't think she was.
Here's what I think it is, because we were talking about... It's like the way she talks... is like it's almost like a Valley Girl speech, but it's like she can't change that. And I think she was good in Euphoria and she was good in The White Lotus, but I think like she didn't have to change her own kind of speech patterns or anything for that. So it kind of was a natural like slip in. And here's what I think is like a sign of a good actor is if the roles were reversed and Sydney Sweeney was in Amanda Seyfried's role and vice versa, I don't think she could carry that role, but I think Amanda Seyfried could carry the role of Millie.
Or Millie, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I agree. I think, like, you have to be versatile in order to be a good actor. But I do think, I'm just saying, like, I sometimes think, like, she can be good, but in certain, like, in this, I did not think she fit the role at all.
Right.
And the other thing is, this isn't really, like, this isn't her fault, but, like, Millie is supposed to be, the whole thing is she, again, these are spoilers, the whole thing is like Millie, and sorry if you said this too, Millie gets out of prison in the beginning of the movie.
No, I didn't say this part.
So the whole thing is she has just gotten out of prison, she's trying to find a job, and she gets this job as their housemaid. And she is supposed to be sort of, I mean, I don't get the vibe. She's pretty, because obviously, like, he's like, the guy is attracted to her. But I think it's like... I get the feeling she's supposed to be like a little plain, maybe, because I mean, she like, I mean, like hot, but like, Maybe I'm not right. Actually, I might be wrong. Maybe that is what she's supposed to look like. But I just feel like it's Sydney Sweeney. You know what I mean?
Well, there was one scene both of us laughed at where it's like she goes downstairs and she wakes up from a dead sleep. Yeah. She's wearing a tank top, wearing the most uncomfortable push-up bra you've ever seen to go sit downstairs and like watch TV in the middle of the night. And both of us just like no woman is sleeping in a bra like that.
Not only that, but I mean, you gotta it's almost like as the audience, you're supposed to feel bad for her when like Amanda Seyfried's like, don't wear that. Yeah. And it's like, okay, yeah, she shouldn't because it's inappropriate. Like you are working with like a kid and like a husband. Like that is like, you can't just really dress however you want when you're living in somebody else's house. And I know that sounds like not but it is true. Like you really can't. She was like dressed a little like, I just wouldn't have worn that.
It's not even like being in someone else's home. It's like, you're showing up to your job. Well, and granted, she's been in prison for 10 years, but I think you made a good point where Millie in the book, I think you, throughout it, you have like sympathy. You're like, oh, I feel bad for her. I didn't feel bad for Sydney Sweeney as Millie once in this. Something about her, I was kind of just like, fuck her. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't, maybe it's because I don't hate Sydney Sweeney because of all the stuff that's been going on. I think she just wasn't conveying a character that had the kind of depth that is the character is supposed to have.
Yeah.
There was literally, I told you, an exact scene where like she woke up from a dead sleep from a dream and she just goes, what the fuck? And I literally thought in my head I could have done that better. Oh, like the way she said it, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think, what's his name? Sklenar. I think he was the same as he was in...
So I never saw that. It Ends With Us.
Yeah. So just say Me Before You. Different.
I know. I never saw that movie. I have never watched... I think he's in one of the Yellowstone shows, apparently. I've never watched him in anything. So this was the first time I've ever seen him in something. And he's fine.
He's fine. I think he probably is better in like Yellowstone or the It Ends With Us because he plays like a gruffer, more like dirt, like not dirtier, like works with his hands type of character, which I think gives that, like, that actor just has that vibe. And in this, he's like wearing polos and like, I don't know. But also in the book, I mean, the character of Andrew doesn't really have a lot going on anyway.
He doesn't. But so what really disappointed me was like, and again, as long as this movie was, they could have added this, but a huge point of the story is there's like his name is Enzo.
Oh,
what is he? A groundskeeper.
Yeah. He
is a huge part because the whole book, Millie's trying to talk to him. He seems to know something. There's kind of something mysterious going on, and he's Italian, so he claims he doesn't speak English, so he can't communicate with her. And you find out in the book that like Nina... Did we say the plot? I'm sorry if I'm like already forgetting. Did we already talk about? I don't think so. Okay, so the whole thing is like Nina actually hired Millie and is pretending to be crazy towards her because she really wants to escape her like abusive husband with her daughter, and she just needs like a reason to get out, and she's using Millie because she's like, okay, my husband will fall in love with Millie, kick me out, and that's how I'll be able to escape.
Right.
And the way that she goes about the idea comes from Enzo because I don't think the idea comes from, but she works with Enzo's able to get her passports. He's able to like help her because he had like his sister was abused. So like he has like there's like a whole thing there. There's a whole
and they
arc.
sleep together in the book.
And they end up in a relationship. And there's like a whole storyline to Enzo's character. You see Enzo maybe twice the whole movie. And he's a very attractive actor. I don't know who he was, but the actor that played him, really hot. So you'd think, and I'm saying that because you'd think that they would want to put him in it more. He absolutely had 0 point to the movie. They kind of mention that he helped Nina.
Yeah, they mentioned...
But just through her weird, like, narration that suddenly shows up halfway through the movie.
And we were talking about this in the car. I always think when I watch a movie, like, unless it's for a specific reason, like voiceover stuff, I think is lazy writing.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't show me versus tell me, then you need to figure out some way to do it. So, like, in the beginning, Millie has a voiceover, and then it doesn't come back for, like, an hour
It's not even in the beginning. It's, like, sort of in the, maybe, like, 30 minutes in when she's, like, writing in her journal, I think. And the thing is, I mean, because it's obviously a book, so she's narrating. And then you find out Nina's side because there's a chapter that's, like, Nina. Like, and that book can do that. I will say, like, Gone Girl did it really well when they made the movie because they were going through her diary. Like, she was narrating the entire movie. They were going back and forth. That made a lot of sense. But, like, in this, it was like suddenly Nina started narrating, and it's like, okay, you haven't been talking this whole time, so now this sounds stupid. And now you're just, like, you're quickly being like, and Enzo got his passports, and that's it. They never mention Enzo again. Enzo's actually the one in the book who... That's his name, right? Enzo?
Yeah.
He's the one in the book who convinces her to go back for Millie. He's like, let's go back. They do kind of show him at the house for 1 second, and then he leaves.
Right.
They barely show him. He is the one who tells Nina to go back for Millie because he's like, that's not fair to leave her to him. In the movie, it's actually the daughter who does it. So what was the point of him?
Honestly, him in the book pissed me off too because they made him like, they really built up the fact that he couldn't speak English, like he knows something, whatever. And then he said, oh, I just pretend like I can't speak English so the moms in the neighborhood don't hit on me.
Oh, okay.
I remember like texting you after I read that. I was like, that pissed me off.
That's so stupid.
But no, he didn't like, if you plucked his character out of this movie, nothing would change.
So, and it felt like I get like mad on company. I wonder if they cut out a lot in this movie.
Maybe
that's what I wonder because it was already a long. I mean, it was over 2 hours,
but I can't think of anything else they would have really cut out that wasn't already in the book. Besides the Enzo stuff.
For some reason, I thought I had seen that they did cut stuff out, and that would have made a lot of sense. Or maybe we just talked about it, and we were like, I wonder if they cut things. But yeah, the Enzo, I just felt very rushed.
And I also,
in that part.
Yeah, also like, so Amanda Seyfried's playing Nina, and the whole thing is supposed to be like, she's letting herself go. They mentioned so many times in the book that she had gained weight. And, like, and I remember before I knew like the twist, I was like, can they just let this woman live? What the fuck?
Also, she's probably beautiful.
Yeah, and Amanda Seyfried, stunning. I will say only at one point it was like her makeup was messed up and we both thought she had been like abused. It was messed up in a strange,
like it kind of looked like
bruising,
like a bruised lip, rather than it was supposed to be like her makeup was askew, but it didn't look like that.
There was like a scene where she's sitting by the fire and it's supposed to be like during the time period where she's supposed to be like a mess, and I'm like, she looks absolutely stunning.
She looked beautiful the whole movie. She never looked, and that's fine, like that they don't show her like gaining weight or whatever, like that's fine. But I will say in Gone Girl, they did a good job of that because her whole thing is like she gains weight and whatever, and they actually show that. I don't know how they did it, but I think in this, like, it's fine if they just didn't do it, but they did not go into that at all, that she was letting herself go. And that actually would have made sense in the book. It made sense because it was kind of when he started to like, he was kind of like, okay, I'm done with you, now I'm on to this other hot girl, because he loves blondes, he loves like whatever.
I also didn't feel any chemistry between Sydney Sweeney and Clonar.
But are you really? I mean, it's almost like you're not really supposed to because he's a horrible person.
That's true.
Spoiler alert.
And so let's get into the difference in the ending between the book and the movie, because we had like a lot of things, and I want to say we're like pointing out a lot of things we didn't like. I enjoyed this movie overall.
I thought it was entertaining.
It's not a movie I would be like recommending or watching, but like whatever. But so in the book, I forget like the details, but basically it's like Sydney Sweeney's character in the book gets trapped in the closet, which is what he did with his wife, which is why like Nina was trying to get out.
So already, I'll just start. So the whole thing in the movie is she gets trapped in the closet because... So she lives in an attic, by the way. First thing, the attic in the book I thought was going to be like this nasty kind of weird attic. It was like a beautiful... Like you totally would live up there.
Yeah. It's nicer than the room we're in now. You know?
Well, he traps her in there because she breaks a bunch of, like, his mom's china. I don't think that's what happens in the book.
I don't either. I don't remember. I think her roots were showing or something in the...
it was... Because he makes her... No, does he make her pull her hair? He does it to Nina.
Yeah.
But, something with book. He puts the books on her chest. He makes her put...
Yeah.
Well, what did he punish her for in the book? It wasn't the china. I don't think it was.
I don't remember that happening. But, so... she gets trapped in the room and is like, he has these like torture things. And so in the book, the torture that he does to her is he makes her like stack all of these books on top of her, and which doesn't sound bad, but it's like pounds
heavy
and
books,
pounds for hours to like where she can't really breathe. And then there's something else, but in the movie, he has her cut into her abdomen with the side of the china, which I thought was strange because, one, it's like you want these women to look perfect, but you're gonna disfigure them, and he said he was like, I want it to be deep cuts. It had to be like 26 cuts to match like the pieces of the china.
You also have to assume that she'd do it right. If she did it wrong, she'd die. So what's the point of that?
And so then eventually Millie like kind of escapes the closet and traps him in there. And I just want to say, I thought it was insane that she didn't immediately take some rubbing alcohol or whatever, try to clean off her wounds, do something. Instead, she is sitting in full jeans on the couch, watching TV with jeans rubbing against her sliced open abdomen. No way. No way in this world.
Yeah, why wouldn't you immediately seek help?
Yeah. So that's my first problem with this change.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The second thing is, so again, she's trapped him in the room, right? And she's starting to kind of like torture him a little bit too. So she has him like pull out his tooth. And to do it, he's like, no, I'm not going to do that. She pours like kerosene at the front of the door and acts like she's going to like set fire. So then he would like die. So he's like, okay, I'll do it. Okay, whatever. So he pulls his tooth out. I don't remember if that happened in the book. Maybe it did, but I don't remember. I don't think so. I think she made him do the same torture. Like she put
she definitely makes him do the books. I don't know if the tooth thing happens.
Yeah. So then there's this whole kerfuffle where like Nina comes home, he accidentally escapes. I don't remember that happening in the book. I don't think it did.
No, they definitely added that.
Whatever. I understand they have to add it for dramatic effect. And then eventually it's like he falls over the edge of a balcony, right? So then they report it as he was like changing a light bulb and he fell. And it's like, okay. And like the detective on the scene is like, oh, like my sister used to date this guy and she's never been the same since. Wink, wink. So she's like kind of going to let it go. And I'm
she's not a detective, by the way. She might be a detective, but she was a police officer.
Right. She also like was she's not a coroner. She's also not the only person on the scene. Right. Like, anyone there would be like, wait, why is there it smells like kerosene in here?
And also, yeah, it wouldn't just be her. That's not up to her, basically, is what we're saying. It was so crazy that she made that decision to be like, so I'm going to put this as a accidental, like, whatever. It's not up to her.
And in the book, it makes more sense because she leaves him in the room to starve to death. Mm-hmm. And they say like, oh, well, he accidentally locked himself in because Nina was away at camp and Millie was off for the week. So nobody knew that he was in there.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. That's a more like feasible, besides he lost a tooth falling out of a balcony. Also, there's a bunch of kerosene and broken china upstairs.
Yeah.
We got nothing to explain that. Like that was like the biggest plot hole of the change. I'm like, I understand you needed to make this change, make it more dramatic at the end, but make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah, that was goofy. That, I don't know. I couldn't watch. I will say, so that's what I was saying earlier was like, it was a lot more brutal than the book was. And actually, so in the book, the one thing that they did keep was like, with that whole thing was you first find out how abusive he is when they go do a flashback to Nina. Mm-hmm. It's like her early relationship with him where he locks her in the attic and he makes her pull out her hair. Because his whole thing is he kept saying like, I can see your roots or whatever. And she doesn't fix them. So he hates that. And he's just crazy. And so he makes her pull out like 100 strands of hair. And in the book, I remember really cringing at that and being like, oh my God. For some reason in the movie, I was like, is pulling out 100 strands of hair that bad?
She has to do it twice, and she has to show root, which that would be tough because I feel like it'd be so easy you'd pull it out, but it'd break. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know why. When I was watching the movie, I was kind of like, that doesn't seem that hard. But 100, maybe that 100's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else to add about this movie. It was a movie. I don't think I would give it great like I wouldn't. Yeah. Like I just would be like, yeah, I agree with my mom that this should have been a Netflix movie.
Yeah, I wanted to see it because I read the book. I enjoyed that. It was a fun little ride, and so was the movie. Mm-hmm. You know, but so that brings us to our question of the week, which we normally put on our Instagram every week. Follow us at Poppin In Podcast. We did forget this week, and that's fine.
I actually just didn't know we had a question of the week. I'm just gonna...
That's fine. I meant to, like, text you about the question of the week, but then I got drunk, so...
Yeah, fair.
Happens. But what are some upcoming book-to-screen adaptations that you're excited about?
Do you have any?
Yes, mine is Sense and Sensibility. Besides, like, the Pride and Prejudice, obviously I've talked about a lot, but Daisy Edgar Jones is going to be playing Marianne, I think, in Sense and Sensibility, so I'm very excited about that.
Oh, yes.
I think, it's Grapes of Wrath as well. But I think that's yours with Florence Pugh.
It's not Grapes of Wrath. It's East of Eden. Which was going to be mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That is actually... So it's gonna be a TV series, but yeah, it's John Steinbeck's. But I think well, it's probably gonna be like a limited series. But it is. I don't know where it's gonna be. Oh, Netflix.
Oh, of course.
But I'm excited. It has Florence Pugh. It has Mike Feist. It has Christopher Abbott, which I really like him too. Mm. It's good cast.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited about that one. I'm trying to think of other things.
You know what I think about all the time is a book to screen adaptation that they didn't do a second season of, and I'm really mad, is Kindred by Octavia Butler. And it was a really good, like, I really liked it. They made some changes, but it basically is like it's a interracial couple in present day, and there's something going on with the woman. She's a black woman, and she somehow like gets sent back in time to like slavery era, and her husband also, who is white, gets sent back with her, and they have to like navigate it. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like this weird genetic thing as to why she's like going back in time or whatever. And it's like it's very interesting. It's like one of her most famous novels, and Hulu did a season, and then they never did the second season, and I'm still waiting. It's never coming, but I'm still waiting, Hulu. I want you to know I noticed.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll just like quickly talk about The Beast in Me, because it was a huge show recently. It was fine. I think
I was not interested in watching that.
So it came out on Netflix last month. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I wasn't gonna watch it because I'm not a huge Claire Danes fan.
That's interesting. I feel like you would like Claire Danes.
I actually don't think she's a great actor. I think she makes like weird facial expressions. She's always in peril. She's always like anxious about things, and she's always in like agony over stuff. Like, I don't know. She just always seems to be like very like frantic. And
there's a whole thing online about Claire Danes' like quivering chin that people talk about a lot. And people said like in this show she was very similar to her character in Homeland, which I never saw, but... Basically, like, the description of this show is a reclusive author named Aggie Wiggs. Life is upended by the arrival.
Horrible name.
Yeah, that's what people have also been saying.
Really?
Yes, awful name. Aggie Wiggs. But it kind of matches her character.
Many G's in that name.
Yeah, that's 4. There's as many G's as there are other letters. In case you were wondering. Anyways, it's upended by the arrival of a wealthy, arrogant new neighbor, Niall Jarvis, who quite possibly murdered his first wife. So Niall Jarvis is played by Matthew Rhys, and his new wife is played by Brittany Snow. Those are kind of like the main characters.
I feel like Brittany Snow is having a little renaissance
She is. She really is in everything, and I'm curious, like, why she maybe took a break or whatever, but...
I'm wondering if it has to do with, like, whenever somebody suddenly appears in a lot of things, I'm like, do they have a new agent now? Like, under new management?
True, because she's been in, like, good things, too. Like, not just... I feel like she was in a lot of teen stuff, you know, or like Pitch Perfect or whatever, but she was in like is it one of the Maxine movies?
She was in X. She
was in this. There was something else that she was in.
Well, she was in that one that you watched,
The Hunting Wives. Yeah, but there was something. I think she's gonna be in something else too. Like she's really having.
Yeah.
In this show though. So she plays like the second wife, and I don't know why she like married this. He's supposed to be almost like a, not Elon Musk, but like a step down billionaire type of thing, like a Kendall Roy, if you will, but like darker. Like he maybe murdered his wife, he maybe murdered other people, and I think that really like Matthew Rhys is a standout actor in this, and I kind of was disappointed by the end. So again, if you don't want to hear the spoiler of this, please look at our timestamps in the show notes and skip ahead. But basically, Aggie Wiggs is like, hey, I'm going to write my next book on you. Is that cool? And he's like, yeah, that sounds great. So then they start having this kind of weird relationship, but she's a lesbian, so it's not like romantic. And she is also grieving the death of her son who died in a car accident like a few years before or whatever. And there's just like this weird dynamic where Matthew Rhys like has these moments where it's like he seems really scary, but then he has these moments where he seems very like human and understanding. And the whole thing is supposed to be like a did he do it or did he not? Did he murder his wife or did he not? Spoiler, he did. And I kind of was disappointed in that. I think it would have been a lot more like emotionally interesting if he was just a dark, complex character who didn't murder his wife.
Or if you just never find out. I always like ambiguous things like
See,
that.
I actually don't because I have too much anxiety for it. I'm like, I need to know.
Who is Matthew Rhys? I don't think I know who that is.
I think you would recognize him. Hang on.
I didn't know that's how you said his name.
Reese?
I thought it was like, yeah. No, you're probably right. I just
Reese?
never... Like, I was picturing when you were saying Reese, I thought it was like Reece.
Oh,
so I don't know why. But yes, I know him. He's with Carrie, what's her face?
Yeah, Carrie Russell.
Because they're on that show, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think, like, and also it's one of these books that's, like, based on a thriller novel, and we're just doing so many of those now that I think it's really run its course. Like, it started with Gone Girl, which was, like, phenomenal.
And that was actually good.
And every now and then, like, Big Little Lies, whatever, that was good. And then I'm like, okay, it's too much of this.
Yeah, I honestly, like, that's what's really pulling me away from all of these, like, shows and movies. And, like, even, it's funny because even ones that aren't based on something, you still feel like they are. Like, for example, when we watched, what was that? Not Serpents. Sirens.
Yeah.
That felt like it was based on a book, and it wasn't, but it just, like, gave that vibe. Or, like, All Her Fault kind of felt like it was.
And it's...
Maybe it was.
It was. I think All Her Fault was based on a novel.
See, like, they just are all, like, and they're not ever really particularly good, you know?
And what's interesting is it's always like people in their late 30s who live in these ridiculously gorgeous homes, always so much, like, the girlfriend was like this property porn. You don't really know what they do for a living. They just make a lot of money.
Right.
In this one you do know what they do, but they just make a lot of money. There's a murder maybe involved. And
poor people.
There's trauma.
Even when there is, like, a poor main character, they're down on their luck, it's like there's another character who's really rich. Like, give us some, like, really, like...
Give me all poor or nothing at all. You know what I mean?
Like, I don't know.
All poor or all rich. I don't see them intermingling a lot in my regular society.
Yeah.
Okay, so make that a little more realistic to me.
Yeah, don't let them... They didn't just get out of prison. Like, let's just, like, do, like... some salt-of-the-earth people.
Yes, exactly. And not have them be, like, somehow entangled with a multimillionaire. Because, again, that's really just not happening in daily life.
Can I just say... Actually, I have another thing to add to our previous conversation about adaptations.
Okay.
So I was gonna say I really want Gillian Flynn to write another book. She's like she was the one who wrote.
Yeah, is she not?
Gone Girl, Sharp Objects. Sharp Objects. That was also an amazing adaptation. The show, the book was like I could not put that book down. But the one that I didn't like love the adaptation was called Dark. Oh, it's something dark something. Can't remember the name of it. But it was not, the movie was not very good. It has Charlize Theron. They're making another one. It's going to be a series, I believe.
Okay.
And I'm like excited for that because I think it'll be a little bit better. But anyway, to go back to your thing, I think I agree. I think they're just making too many.
Yeah, I think so too. And also, so I don't know if you know this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like there should be an Emmy award for like show intros. Is there one?
Show intros? Like, do you mean like theme songs?
Like themes, like even like the art and stuff that goes into a show's intro. So. Because
maybe art direction or something, but like not for that specifically.
My favorite part of the show was the intro. It was like kind of like I'd have to show you to explain it, but it's like because she's a writer, so it's like chapters of a book that kind of like appear like cool. in sync with the music, and I was like, oh, it's really unique every single time.
I love a good non-theme song too.
Sometimes
I like when it's just like title card, bye.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's The Beast in Me. I think it's a pass. Some people loved it, but I think most people were just like, it's fine.
I heard a lot of people talk about it. I knew from the day I was born I was not going to watch that show.
I love that.
Doesn't seem like something I would not watch.
Yeah, your mom's like, we'll name her Molly. And
I'm like, I'm not watching The Beast in Me.
Like in the future,
yeah,
Netflix will come out with a show,
that
will not grace my eyes. Yeah, exactly. Actually, that'd be great because then your parents could invest. You'd be like, I'm not watching this show, but you should get some stock.
Yeah,
get some stock in that.
I wish I could tell them that.
Yeah, that would be great. And also invest for me.
Yeah,
with my no money, fresh out of the womb, baby. But yeah, so speaking of Netflix.
Oh, God.
We got to talk about it.
We got to.
Stranger Things, Season 5.
Volume 2.
So
we're recording. Actually, by the time this episode comes out, Volume 3 will probably, the finale will have been out.
Is it New Year's Day or New Year's Eve?
New Year's Day.
So it won't. It won't. If you listen to this.
We'll come back next week for our finale.
If you are an avid listener, as you should be, and you listen when the episode drops, then this will be fresh info. Otherwise, sorry.
So, okay, Volume 2 of Season 5 just came out. We both watched all 3 episodes. God. Okay, the first...
All right, yeah, okay, there we go. The first volume wasn't the best, but I was like here for it. Like good, I said, go listen to our previous episode. I was like, okay, reel me back in.
It was like the first episode. I was not reeled back in immediately. I said the script is cringy, the dialogue is weird. It's just cringy. But then it got good.
The plot reeled me in.
I was gagged a lot.
Was it 2 or 3 episodes?
I believe 3. It was 5, 6, and 7.
So many things.
Or no, 4. Sorry. The first volume was 4. Yes, this is 5, 6, and 7. Oh my God. So many things.
I feel like these 3 were literally filler episodes. All 3 of them.
And that's fine, because sometimes seasons have that.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you're going to release them like this, they better be epic, and like really just every episode better be like crazy.
Right.
And you're right. I mean, I felt like nothing happened. There was one scene that was crazy. It was when like Will was like in Vecna's mind, and then he was like,
oh yeah.
I can't even, honestly, I think it was episode 5.
What is the difference between Vecna and the Mind Flayer? Are they the same? I don't know anymore.
Well, doesn't the Mind Flayer work for Vecna? I don't know. Or is Vecna the Mind Flayer?
I don't know. I heard someone talking about it like in an interview, and I was like,
oh my God,
wait, are these separate?
Should we know that? I feel like we should know that.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I mean,
like not honestly, because I feel like we shouldn't talk about it if we don't know.
No, I feel like it's okay, because here's what I'm going to say. The show has gotten a little bit too complicated to follow, and it's like, okay.
They're connected. So the Vecna is the Mind Flayer's physical form. So he's like a formless entity before Vecna. Vecna bonded with it, shaped it into like a monster, and now he commands the hive mind. Got it.
And that's another thing. Everything is too complicated.
Vecna is 3 people. So Vecna is Vecna.
He's, what is it, the Son, the Father, and the Holy Ghost.
Yes. Vecna is Vecna, Henry Creel, and 1.
Oh, yeah.
001.
Yeah, 001.
I don't know another way to say that.
Yeah.
It's so complicated. And also, I want to take back what I said before. We had a conversation about this on our last discussion. I now agree with you, way too many characters.
It's like...
When it's not, it's really not, but it feels like it.
And you know when it really felt like it? When Will comes out to a cast of characters, I'm going to say, when he comes out to a baker's dozen of fucking characters in the squawk.
So, I know that's what it's called. It just was funny to say that. I want to talk about that scene because I think it was supposed to be beautiful, and yet I felt so cringed out the entire time.
It was like, I think there could have been a really beautiful way to do it, and I don't think this was the way to do it. You know what would have been
beautiful is if he was just talking to Joyce, his brother, his friends.
Yeah.
And when I say his friends, I mean like Mike, Dustin, Lucas.
Yeah.
Honestly, does he even know 11? Yeah, okay, 11, because she like lived with him. But
yeah,
does he even know? He doesn't even know Steve.
Yeah, or
he
like
Steve
what's
have
her
never
little,
had a scene together.
What's her little psychic sister's name again? That has now shown up. That they're gonna like
his psychic sister.
Her like 11's little like.
Oh, was she even in that scene?
She was.
Who was she to him?
Yeah, she's like sitting there. She's like,
also I can't stand her character.
She's like, I don't know. I've been in a chamber for like a year.
And he's talking to Murray. Do you even know Murray?
And it goes on for so long. I'm telling you, like, so much of it was filler, because I'll say like that, and like there's another point where I was like, this is purely filling time. And it's like, what, bro, what are you talking about? The world is about to end.
And he makes everyone sit down and listen to him coming out. And it should have been beautiful. I mean, you know from the beginning of the show that Will is gay.
Yeah.
And it's kind of this like thing that you're following through, and especially in season 4. I just think it just should have been handled differently. I feel like in that scene it was so cringy. I mean, he's talking about like, he keeps talking about all of his. I saw this tweet that was like, the whole scene was just him being like, and I like Cheetos, and I like Lucky Charms, and I like it just was like weird.
Like,
he was
and
like,
I don't like girls. And it's like
he was talking about all of his favorite memories, I guess, but it just was strange.
It was strange.
Really cringe. The script was cringe, and apparently it was supposedly this really emotional thing. Like the Duffer Brothers said, like it was a scene. It took them forever to write the scene. Why? I don't know. I don't know why it took them forever to write that. It was like...
That's what took up like the past 3 years, probably. Here's the thing. I think there is something really beautiful in the fact that he's like, I'm trying to explain this because Vecna showed me like the scariest thing that could happen, and it's me explaining to you that I'm gay, and everyone like basically distancing themselves from me. There is something really in that core of what they're trying to get at there. There's something really nice, well, not nice, but like emotional about that.
Yeah.
The way they explain it, the way they go about it, literally I was sitting there and I was like, look, I know I'm so tired. I'm just coming off of my Christmas joy. And I'm like, what? I literally, like, for a second, I was like, is this scene still going on? I was like, this is...
It was a long scene. And also, I mean, you pointed out, they're like, okay, can we go? Like, we have stuff to do.
Like, literally, we're about to form two worlds together. Like,
but let's stop it. Yeah.
Good luck with
your
love life.
And also, one of us is probably homophobic because this is the 80s.
Yes, this is the 80s.
That's what got me. So again, I'm really like, it's beautiful that they have this character and they have this storyline. But I mean, let's be realistic here. It takes place in the 80s.
Right.
Do you really think that's like he would come out to Hopper,
right?
Like to Steve? I mean, really?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't.
To Eleven's random friend that she just brought that day.
She's probably never met a gay person.
Yeah, she's like, I don't even know what love is.
Yeah.
Like, what? That's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there were so many better ways to do it.
And I'm not saying, like, I mean, obviously it should have been, but, like, realistically, like, again, like I said, it's the 80s. Also, he doesn't know half of these characters.
Right.
Supposedly. He's never had scenes with Steve before. So why are you coming out to Steve?
Wait, that's crazy.
I don't think he has, no. Until this season.
And it's because there's a billion characters, but they're all supposed to be, like, so, like,
tight.
We're a little tight army.
Well, it was like when Max shows up, you know, Max comes out of her thing, and, like, Will, like, runs up and hugs her, and it's like, do you actually know Max? Like, really? I mean, I guess they were friends, but I'm like, I don't know. It's almost like, okay, let's not use them as an example, but, like, other people, he and Robin, for example, where did that come from? Does he know her? Like, I don't know. It feels like they're trying to, like, force, like, friendships all of a sudden in this season where I'm like, do you even know each other?
And here's another point of contention that I was actually felt really vindicated by on TikTok. While I was watching the scene, let's talk about Max. She's about to, her and Holly, they've done their little journey.
If I never hear that song again, by the way, I love that song. Now I'm absolutely sick of it.
They get to the end. Their portals are open. One, why is she now like, by the way, Holly, this one's for me. You gotta get your own ticket.
9-year-old, 2-year-old, 14-year-old. I don't know how old you are.
Why is she giving a fucking TED talk? Like, I'm sorry, but the last time you were taking too long to get to the portal, Vecna came and you had to go back. Why? I would literally be like, hey, Holly, sorry, this one's for me, but you gotta figure it out. See you on the, bye. And
but also, I mean, hello, she came all the way there with her, and now she's gonna be like, gotta keep that to yourself, bye. Yes. Like, you gotta go on your own now.
And not only,
that's crazy.
They spend forever talking before they go. Both of their portals are open.
Yeah.
And then they don't even run to them. They're just casually.
Then the power of the song starts them running.
They're doing a little mall stroll to their fucking portals, and I'm like, get to it, okay? You have been in a coma for 2 years.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd be like, okay, let me get my mile pace up here. I'm going to be going through that portal. That's insane. And also, why is it when we see Max in her portal, she is like exactly how she is in the real world, but in Holly's, we see it's kind of vague. You don't see a tube stuck to her face, glugging Vecna milk into her. Like, that's insane.
So let's just talk about Holly for a second.
Yeah.
I think the actress that plays her is wonderful. I think, like, she's doing the best. I think the character actually is interesting. But
she's not 8 or 9, I will say.
No, she's definitely like, and also, hold on, now I gotta go back. So
she's like that dart player.
So how old are they supposed to be? Because
I think
we talked about this before, but let's go back. Like, they're definitely in elementary school because they show them on a playground at their school. So they're definitely in elementary school.
They're supposed to be 8 or 9 because they go and they collect all the 8 or 9-year-olds.
Okay, she dresses like a 4-year-old, so there's that. Yeah. She obviously is a teenager in real life.
Right.
So
she's like at least 13. She's been to a school dance.
They show her in when her room when all the kids are talking to her.
Yeah.
All those kids, or at least most of her friend, is definitely a teenager.
Yeah.
At one point they start like fighting her, and the one boy calls her, he's like, "You bitch," and I'm like, "Yeah, they're not 8 or 9 then.
Yeah.
It's so confusing. I don't know if they aged them up or something and you're supposed to just forget how old they are.
And as we said previously, in the last season, she was like a child. A full, like, I don't know how to read child.
And it's confusing because it's like we're giving so much attention to this character who otherwise we never paid attention to.
Right.
She was just like she was a background character.
Yeah, I distinctly remember saying to someone when the last season came out, why do they even have a third sister?
I know. And it's confusing that it's like now she's such an, I don't know if she's supposed to be like, I think they're making a spin-off show, and I'm wondering if she's
I was going to say,
be in it.
They definitely, it feels like they are setting up for a spin-off, like they have to.
But don't set up for a spin-off. Finish the wonderful show that you had. Stranger Things is one of my favorite shows. It was a great show, and it just feels like I'm getting season 8 Game of Thrones vibes, where it's just like they're just really like rushing through it. And it's making no sense. The plot lines are crazy. The writing is horrid. I actually said to you, I was like, I think this was written by AI.
Yes, I was like watching this compilation of like all the cringe writing. One, it's like everything that Robin says.
Ugh, awful.
What's going on? When Joyce is like, if you want to get to my son, you'll have to go through me. Okay, thank you for saying every line, everything a mother has ever said in every movie ever. Like, that's crazy. Also, like, what was I going to say?
Mike's mom said something like that, too, when she was in the hospital. And let me say something about Mike.
She was like, stay away from my daughter.
Well, that was in the beginning, but when she's in the hospital, I said that because I was, like, super cringe. Like, and then in the hospital, though, she comes out of her coma. Mike doesn't care about that. He's, like, kind of hugging her, but then Max is there, so now he's paying attention to Max, and it's like, your mom, hello.
Yeah, hello. And also, how did she know? This really pissed me off. So she saves them by going into the basement and putting the fire extinguisher into the laundry thing, because it then explodes. How did she know that, one, there was a laundry room in the basement? How did she know what a demigorgon was? Like, they've never really mentioned to her. She just saw it in the house and then it, like, cut her throat open. And how would she know? They see her, like, you see her look at the fire extinguisher and be like, oh, idea. Idea for what? How do you know?
Also, yeah, if we're going to include the other parents, it's like, and they've made fun of this on SNL before, so I know this is like this has always been a topic of conversation since the beginning, but since the beginning it was like fine. Now it's crazy. Where are Lucas and Erica's parents? Where are Dustin's parents? Like,
where's anyone's parents? Yeah.
Well, okay, like, you've got Joyce, but like, and you've got Mike's mom, but like, where, like, that's crazy that like their parents are not like, where are my kids? Especially when it's something crazy is happening in the world.
And let's talk about some parenting real quick, okay? Joyce, I don't know if she's aware, but she has 2 children.
I know. I feel so bad for Jonathan, always.
She's like, Will, don't do that. Jonathan, go ahead. Risk your life. Do whatever you want to do.
He is a forgotten son.
Like, are you, what's going on? She's like fanning Will. She's like, oh, did you get a paper cut? And she's like, here's a gun, Jonathan.
Also,
good luck.
Winona Ryder's acting, it's true, you said this last time. I mean, it's really bad now.
It's so bad.
And it's not her fault. I think it's just the writing. Like, they just really, Joyce, I said this before, but like, Stranger Things, like, was the Winona Ryder show. It was it was like billed as that. Like, it was,
because she's the 80s icon.
Right. I mean, you would literally forget she's on the show now.
I also forgot that her and Hopper were together until he showed up at and they like give this like dramatic hug, and then there's like nothing else.
And even Hopper, I mean, whatever about David Harbour right now, but like when they filmed the show, this wasn't all happening, and he's like kind of irrelevant now too, other than him just being like rolling his eyes at everything that the sister says about Elle. You can tell he hates her. And it's like, okay, other than that, what is the point of him?
I feel like there's so many characters that they all feel irrelevant.
Totally.
Like, it's too much going on. Like,
and Elle, 11, is not 11 anymore.
No, I've been really dying at the TikTok videos of people like doing like a Botox 11 where they're like, Will.
But it's true. And it's not, I'm not making fun of like Millie Bobby Brown. I mean, but it's true that it's like, it's such a drastic change that it's almost like you're like, that's not 11 anymore. Right. That's Millie Bobby Brown.
Why is she serving looks while she's like, I'll make a path?
Well, she doesn't even act like herself either. It's like, it's the acting. And I don't know if I can blame her. Again, it might just be the writing of her character now. Right. But it's just so, it's all really weird. And the thing is, it's not like I can sit here and be like, okay, the finale will be will be good, though, because I just don't see how it will. They have so many storylines to wrap up. They have so much, like, they just have so much left to do that it's just weird. Also, to go back to Jonathan, I mean, I didn't even really fully realize Jonathan and Nancy broke up until it was like...
The writing was so bad. And also, Jonathan, why is he like, oh, God, like, why are you in such a bad mood, Nancy? What's wrong? I don't know. My mom's in the hospital and my sister's missing, bitch. Like, are you kidding me?
And also, we're like, the world is...
We're about to die. Here's your sad little engagement ring. Like, what?
I really do like... I think Nancy is... like a good character, though.
But not this season, I don't think.
Really? I think she does so much for that I think she's overlooked. I'm saying this to myself. I feel like to myself she's a very underrated character because I forget how badass she is. Like, she actually does do a lot.
When she does the shooting, like when she's covering for Hopper, I'm like, oh yeah. But in the first, like,
I can tell you one thing Jonathan does.
I don't like him. I didn't like him from season 1.
I don't dislike him. I just don't think he is anything.
Yeah, and I'm glad they broke up.
Yeah, I guess.
Or whatever.
I wasn't like, they need to break up, but I also just don't care.
Yeah. I
liked the scene. Okay, so can I say this really quick? The one scene that stood out to me that I kind of liked was the scene between Dustin and Steve. When Steve is like, hey, I know you're like upset about Eddie, but by the way, he actually didn't help out at all. He died. I told you guys not to be heroes. He died. He didn't save anyone. And like that, I love Joseph Quinn. That may have been like harsh sound, but I was kind of like, you know what? I was sitting there eating my popcorn. I was like, he's right.
Right.
He died for no reason. He didn't do anything for anybody, actually.
Right. And also,
So it is crazy that like, I mean, again, I think the character was interesting, but I do agree that like, that's true. He didn't really help out at all.
And I was watching this TikTok where they were saying, they're like, I think we're forgetting that 18 months have passed since the last season and this season. And for Dustin to be acting the way he is, like, if this had been, I don't know, even a year or like whatever, it'd be like, okay, maybe. But it's like your parents, your friends are not like, hey, man, we really need to like sit down with you and like basically have an intervention because like, you're going on
get it together.
Like that would be normal like a few months after. It's been 18 months and your mom isn't like or doing anything.
If like Steve had died, then that's understandable. Eddie, I mean, how long had he even known him? So it feels weird that he's that like upset over a character that like at least we didn't know until last season.
And I was gonna say, I was literally gonna text you during it. I was like, why did Steve and Dustin hate each other now? Like I actually don't remember. Like, why?
Because Dustin's, like, acting like that, and Steve's like, please stop acting like that. You're being a dick to everyone. But I will say, like, so you know how Dustin got attacked in the beginning of the season? He got beat up by the bullies at the grave. It was really cringe. But Steve was like, I will say, no one checked in on him like, oh my God, you got beat up. Instead, it was like Steve being like, it's because of the way you were acting. Like, you provoked the attack. And it's like, okay, well, no one.
And he got beat.
He did. Like, maybe check on your supposed best friend. Yeah. Like,
I will say I love that actor. I love watching him in interviews. Like I think I'm trying to predict like whose career is really gonna blow up after this.
Gayton. Yeah, he is great. He's so funny.
I think he's like very talented. It's hard to tell underneath like the bruises in this season, but
he's like, really talented. He's a Broadway. I almost saw him on Broadway actually, but he left the show like literally the day before I saw it. But I think Mike is such a poorly written character at this point, but I actually really, and I think Finn Wolfhard maybe doesn't play him great, but I actually really like Finn Wolfhard. Yeah, I like him
too. I think Sadie Sink is gonna be.
She's great. She's really good.
I'm curious if Joe Keery will like.
He is good too.
He is, but I'm really curious if it's like the Steve of it all. But I don't know.
I don't know. I hope he does more. He was in the latest season of Fargo, and he was really good in that. Yeah, and I think he's actually very talented. Also, his music career. I mean, he'll be fine. But I think there's some actors where I question, and I think Millie Bobby Brown is one, and same with Noah Schnapp, where I'm like, are they gonna be going anywhere after this series? Know. Because like to me, I watched Noah Schnapp in this season. I know, I feel weird saying his name, but that's how you say his name, right? Yeah. His acting, maybe it is Schnapp.
No, it's definitely not. Schnapp. Noah Schnapp.
Schnapp. When I say Schnapp, I think of like in Austin Powers Goldmember, when Goldmember, you probably don't watch Austin Powers, but like there's a character named Goldmember, and that's how he's like Dutch. Oh yeah, and that's how he talks. He's like Schnapp.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Anyway, I don't think his acting is very good. And he was so good when he was a kid, but his acting now is just very like...
Yeah. I think what's interesting, so I think also the problem is, I feel like the previous seasons, there were always a lot of characters, but it was like, these are the main characters, and this circle is like the secondary, and this circle is like the tertiary. Yeah. Now they all feel like main characters, and I think that is... like part of the problem, because I know we had this discussion last time where you were like, well, that's an ensemble show, but like even in like if you think of Lost, it's like these are the characters that I care about the most, these are like the secondary, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, that's true. And I think part of it, like I told you the other day, I was watching it and I was like, why would I care about Robin's girlfriend? Why is she here?
Yeah, who is, and when she's like, we're gonna go and we're gonna have that like dinner and we're gonna get dessert. Bitch, shut up.
I don't care about your guys' date. I really don't.
I don't care. Like,
I barely care about Robin, to be honest.
Yeah, like I care about original Robin.
Yeah. And people... I told you how, I think I saw people saying like, oh, well, she's finally being herself now or something. I'm like, no. I promise you the writers did not look into it like that.
No, it's so bad. And also another thing is, so when Max wakes up from her coma and Robin's girlfriend, whatever her name is like, oh, you can't stand because you're just like weak. You're not used to using her body. I'm like, wasn't her arms and legs broken in opposite directions? And it's been 18 months, but like you would need some physical rehabilitation.
Oh, yeah. Not only that, so I was just about to bring that scene up because when she's talking to her about that, Robin is looking at her and it's like, she's giving her like actual like medical information and Robin's like just looking at her girlfriend and is like smiling. Like she's like, and I'm like, okay, it's not, that's not what we're doing right now.
Yeah, like oh, she's so smart. It's like,
no, like somebody's life is like on the line. I don't know. I think like that character, again, she was introduced last season. We barely know her, yet she's somehow, and I guess the purpose of her, she's able to get them into like certain hospital rooms or whatever, but I don't know. I was like, we don't need this many characters.
We're adding, not only now is Holly a main character, I was thinking about like Will, I feel like is the original, not Will, Mike is like the original OG like protagonist, right?
Yeah.
What has he really done this season?
Nothing. That's why I say, I'm like, I think Finn Wolfhard is good. I really like Finn Wolfhard, but in this show, I like now at this point, Mike is such a badly written. You watch him like act and he's just like he it's like, yes girl, give us nothing. Like it's like he's giving us nothing.
Yes, exactly.
And it's like, it's so crazy. He used to be because even scenes with him and 11, like they had like one scene together so far and I don't even think they're together anymore.
Yeah, I'm like
no chemistry.
Yes, there's no I thought it was like, I didn't think it was strange they were dating before, but I was kind of just like, well, whatever.
Yeah, I did too.
11 or whatever it is, or 12. Not 11 the person. Anyways, but it's just like,
I think now, I mean, this season, it is interesting to see Will as the main character, but like, I would say also like Holly's the main character, and that's not how it, like,
once again, who
are
was
you?
She?
Yeah.
Like, you can't be in the like last lap of the race and be like, and here's another horse. Right. You know what I mean?
And we're supposed to care.
Yeah, exactly. And I can't remember, was it you that was saying the last time we were talking about this, where like, when you have child actors and it's going to be something that's going on for a while, you're really taking a risk of like, are they going to be able to act? Like, I think about Harry Potter, where it's like, I know you don't watch Harry Potter, but like they were, cast at 10 or 11. Yeah. And then they were doing it until they were like 21, 25. Great actors the whole time. Like the main three actors. Yeah. Never once was anyone like, they're a bad actor. And like, you're really taking a risk when you're like doing long term, because sometimes, a lot of the time, I think actually, if you're a great child actor, you're not necessarily a great adult actor. Once you have like a little bit more like, I don't know.
I think these kids are good. It's the writing.
Yeah.
I will go back to Noah Schnapp. I think he maybe not quite as good anymore, but I do think for the most part, it's the writing. Yeah. I think Millie Bobby Brown doesn't have it in her anymore. No. And I'm not saying that in like she's not talented. I just mean it seems like she doesn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Because also she doesn't do movies really anymore. Like she doesn't.
She did that one.
They're never good.
Yeah, that was like so bad. I never saw it, but it was so bad.
I guess
Enola Holmes. It was a Duffer Brother.
Oh, yeah.
Enola Holmes, when I saw her acting in that,
really?
I was like...
I never watched it, but I heard it was good. That's why I used that as
I watched like literally 7 minutes of it, and
really?
I was like, never mind.
I don't know. I'm curious what's going to happen in the finale. I mean, honestly, I really have no good things to say about this volume.
Yeah.
Like, it was just...
Like, they better show out.
It was just, like, so... You're right, it was filler episodes, but you can't do that when you're dropping them like that. So...
Have you seen any theories of what you're thinking?
Of the finale?
Yeah.
I've seen one where it's, like, an alternate universe, where it's, like, they maybe... do something where it goes back in time and they fix everything. That to me will be so lazy.
Yeah. I think I could see like Will as Vecna and we haven't known for a while.
I think I've heard Elle sacrificed herself. She won't die. I could see Elle dying.
Yeah. This sounds bad. I think she like needs to maybe. Like what is she going to do? She gonna like go to Target after this? You know what I mean? Like what is she gonna do for the rest of her life?
These kids can't go back to school.
I know. I was thinking, but whenever I watch something like this, I'm like, what do you, after it's over and resolved, what do you just like get a corporate job? Like
when the show, when the season started and I was like thinking, because when the whole thing happened where at the end of the last season where it was like this big like split and like whatever, blah, blah, I thought they were like no one's in school surely but it showed them in high school or you know in school and I'm like, what, they're going to school
and it's
on top of everything.
And for when Robin explains everything to her girlfriend and she's like, you're on drugs, and Robin's like, well, the earth split open and like our town is occupied by military, like I don't know, maybe it's possible. Like it's so strange to me that nobody's questioning this. They've been quarantined for 18 months and nobody's like losing their minds.
Why is it still just always this one group who's doing this? It's like there's no one else who's like, hey.
Yeah. And also like, and this is like, I was thinking about it, like it's a trope in like every like kid thing where it's like, okay, so this ragtag bunch of kids is smarter than the entire US military apparently.
Sometimes.
And the thing, I saw this a lot too, and like again, everything confirmed what I think. Every time they have a plan, they're like, okay, so this phone, this is Vecna, and this slinky, this is the wormhole, and we're gonna do like every single. I'm like, they did that like 3 times
and
in
it's
these
always
3 episodes.
Robin.
Yeah, Steve
always,
did it.
Yeah,
Dustin did it.
Oh my god! And then they make like the dumbest joke. This is where I'm like, stop with the dick jokes. Like, this is where I'm thinking it's written by AI. They made like another weird dick joke where they said something like, oh, they can't like put it in, it's too small or whatever, and Robin's like, Steve puts it in when it's too small or something.
That was like so weird.
And there was like a little moment between him and Murray, like it was just like so stupid.
That was so strange.
It used to be like so much smarter than it is now, and I don't know what that is. It took forever to make this season, so I don't know. I mean, the production value is crazy. But
you know what I always say? It's like the Tim Burton thing where I'm like, slash their budget. I love to see what the creative juices on a lower budget.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like pay people less, but I'm like, I mean, let's see what you can come up with.
True.
You get Pee-wee's Adventure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was like, well, all we can afford is a bike. So we got, and it was great.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Amazing movie.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I think I'm curious. I mean, we'll see the finale in a couple days, and we'll let y'all know how we feel.
Let us know how you feel.
Yeah, I want to know. Please, if you're listening, reach out to us and say, hey. But I'm pretty sure most people would come out from this feeling kind of the same way.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to talk about a stand-up special really quick. I know you don't know who Robby Hoffman is.
I don't at all.
So she's a comedian.
I do.
Okay. Wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
So I know her from Hacks. She like is literally quite a scene stealer in Hacks. She plays the assistant that you're just like, she's so funny. But she just came out with a stand-up special called Wake Up on Netflix. I think it's Netflix. It's directed by John Mulaney. It's like an hour 20.
Okay.
I watched it twice.
Really?
I watched it the first time by myself, and then I told Chris, I was like, you're gonna love this stand-up special. It is so funny. It's so fresh to me. It's like unique. It's like it's not clean at all, but it's also not like crass.
Yeah.
Horribly crass, I think. Maybe there are some parts, but if you don't know who she is, she started her career as a writer. She earned a Daytime Emmy in 2019 for The Odd Squad, and then she worked on Workin' Moms, which I loved, Baroness Von Sketch Show, I don't know what that is, the Chris Gethard Show, and then she also had a special previous to this called I'm Nervous on Crave TV. And she did a set for Netflix's Verified Stand-Up. And she just, like, here's the thing. So it starts out like John Mulaney kind of like, I find sometimes stand-up intros kind of cringe. They always have to do something where it's like, we're getting out of a car.
Yes.
He's like, oh, I'm going to park the car, whatever. But he says, he's like, this is like a privilege to watch like a stand-up like genius basically at their best. And you're kind of like, okay, whatever. And here is the thing. She is so like inappropriate, and she gets right up to the line where you're kind of like, oh, this is in poor taste. And then she lands the joke and you're kind of like, okay, well, that was actually pretty funty. Like, she has this whole joke, and again, I'm not going to spoil it in case anybody watches it.
And also, I'm just going to let you know, if I'm not laughing when you're telling me jokes, I don't like when people explain jokes to me, so just
no, I'm not going to
in case I'm not laughing.
This is like, I'm not going to explain the joke, but like, she does like this stand-up thing about this joke about like pedophiles or whatever, and you're kind of like, ugh, like kind of a touchy subject there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she makes it like, she makes these kind of like political innuendos. She makes these like, and just when you think like, okay, this has gone a little too far, she lands the joke. And I think like a lot of people don't do that when they do like these kind of like touchy subjects, these taboo things, they go too far. And then you can tell that the crowd is kind of like, oh, but like, she really leans into it in a way that's great. And she has this physicality. So she's a former, I forget, is it like she's traditionally Jewish, but she's no longer like a practicing Jew, I don't think, anymore. She's also married to the former Bachelorette contestant. They recently got married, and she has like this background where she has these jokes about, she's like, here's how you know like you're poor or whatever, and just kind of where she came from. And her humor gets compared to like Larry David a lot because she has like almost this like cheerful disdain type of thing, you know what I mean? And I'm not kidding, like I say give it a watch. You may like it, you may not. I watched it twice because I was just like, I really enjoyed it. I thought, and because it's hard to make stand-up unique these days. Everyone has a stand-up special. Mm-hmm. You know, everyone's doing these same kind of tried and true jokes. And if you go into it and you really don't like know, like you've never really watched jokes from her or anything, I think like it's fun. It's a good watch. Again, I watched it twice and I laughed just as much the second time. And I knew that what was coming. So
I totally forgot. I'm seeing John Mulaney in a couple months.
Wow. And he directed this, he produced it. He loves Robby Hoffman. I think it's like his, I don't want to say protege, but like really supports her. And I mean,
yeah,
I say give it a watch.
Okay.
Yeah. I also want to touch on something you shouldn't give a watch to, but I watch every season.
I cannot believe you're still watching this show.
Emily in Paris, season 5. I did it, y'all.
Crazy.
I'll be honest, I enjoyed it, but not because it's good. There are so many things about it. So in the previous season,
5 seasons for this show is so crazy to me.
It is. I'm actually like, they have to end this soon.
Yeah.
It's like, I just don't know how. It's the typical, and maybe it's kind of like, because it's written by the same Sex and the City guy, where it's like, okay, breakups and makeups and breakup, but it's less characters that are breaking up and making up. So I'm like, okay, how many times can I watch her date a guy, go through this whole thing, they break up, she dates a guy, they go through this whole thing, they break up. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So basically, like, this season takes place heavily in Italy because her boyfriend, who owns like a luxury, what's the type of fur you get from goats? Whatever, like cashmere type of thing in Italy. And like everything's going great, and like they're doing the marketing, whatever, and then it turns out like she ruins the marketing for them, and like all these like influencers literally overnight find out where this like place is that's like this little like hidden gem in Italy, and they're like, oh my god, this is amazing, and like the town is overrun with people and they get upset, whatever. The plot doesn't make any fucking sense. It really doesn't. And the original love interest from season 1, the hot chef, who I think is one of the few good actors in this show. Like, sometimes I sit there, and I don't mean this offensively, I'm like, is this person good, like bad at acting, or do they just have like a very thick accent? And that sounds really offensive, and I'm sorry, I don't mean for it to, but sometimes like
what kind of accent? Like a French accent?
Some of them are French, some of them are Italian. You know, they're in Europe, so they're, from all four corners. But, and then I think about the guy, I don't remember his name, but he plays Gabrielle. I think he's actually a decent actor for this show. And there are some who are very good actors. Ashley Park, I think, is a standout actress in this show. I actually think she would have made a good Emily. But I think, like, Lily Collins really conveys the character. But there's, like, things that, like, okay, so this season we went to Italy. I'm sorry, it's Emily in Paris, but whatever. Next season, they ended it. We're going to Greece. We're going to Greece, I guess, because, like, her ex-boyfriend's
There's
like...
another season?
Yes. Like, they've set it up for another season. Also, there's so many things. Working in marketing and watching this show is so frustrating because there's this whole thing where her boss who runs the company who's always just like, Emily, you don't know what you're doing. Even though every meeting, Emily's the one who pitches the ideas to these genius ideas on the spot to the client, who saves the day. It's always Emily. I'm like, why do other people work at this company? Why is Sylvie running this company? She seems like a fucking idiot. And yet, so she sits down with Emily and she's like, I want to look at my friend on Instagram. This woman's maybe like in her 50s, maybe, yeah, probably 50s. She's like, how do I use Instagram? And I'm like, okay, this woman runs a marketing company. Emily has to show her how to make an Instagram, follow people. She doesn't understand that, like, people, when you watch someone's story, that they can see that you viewed their story. She runs a luxury global marketing company, Molly, and she doesn't know how to use Instagram? That's insane. She shouldn't be running this fucking company. Apparently Emily should. She's the only one who does anything there. Everyone else, like, creates these problems, and Emily's the only one solving them. And I'm like, just let someone else do anything. Yeah. Like, this boy genius of an American is just in here running the luxury French market. That's insane. And I also think, like, so the woman who plays Sylvie, again, so the character's, like, a lot older, and people really praise, like, in the previous seasons that they're showing, like, an older woman who's, like, very sexual. She's, like, having sex or whatever. And I'm like, okay, they're definitely reading the reviews and, like, running with it because they, like, Sylvie's plot, nothing happened this season. She reconnected with an old friend, and then she started sleeping with a guy who was, like, 30 years younger than her, only to find out it's, like, her old friend's son. What does that have to do with anything? I don't know. But it's just like scenes of her like kind of being hot or whatever. And then there's this whole thing where her and her husband have an open marriage. I don't care. But it's so pretty. It's so pretty, Molly. It's so pretty to watch. And it also is strange to me, and I mentioned this last season, they never talk about Emily's previous life. She never has any friends come visit her. They mention her dad breeding some sort of dog once in this season, which helps her to like get a client that has that type of dog. That's it. Like, and I'm like, you've lived in Paris for how long? Your family hasn't come visit you? They live in Chicago. It's not like they live in Antarctica. That's insane. And then she thinks her boyfriend's going to propose to her. And she's like, about to ask, like, Ashley Park. She's like, oh, like, maybe you'll be, like, you would be my maid of honor. I'm like, you don't have any friends from back home? You're, like, 35 years old.
Maybe you find out at the end she's not real.
I'm like, did this woman just spout from the ground? She has no family, no friends, no history. That's crazy.
It's crazy, like, that they're making another season, but I'm also like, well, maybe this is all these actors have. I haven't seen Lily Collins in anything else. No. Like, currently, I mean.
I don't think so. And I mean, why would she? I'm sure she's making... This whole show is a product placement show. They have Fendi on here. They have L'Oreal. They have, like, real brands and some fake ones. But I'm just like, okay, whatever. So I'm kind of over it.
But you're going to watch the next season.
Yeah.
So you're not over it.
I was like I did blow through these episodes because it's fun. It's like fun trash. It is fun slop, to use the term of the year.
It's Netflix slop.
Yeah, it is. But it's pretty. God, it's so pretty. I'm like, I want to go to Paris. I want to wear pretty. Their outfits are beautiful. Yeah. They really, like, in previous seasons, her outfits are insane. And this one, I'm like, oh, God. Should I wear some luxury outfits?
Sure.
To go from my bedroom to my desk every day?
Yeah.
But anyways, so that's Emily in Paris season 5. If you know, you know.
I love that.
Yeah. Okay, well, do we want to finish up with some upcoming joys for the next year? Sorry, for the next month?
Next year.
We can just run through it real quick. As you guys know, we post our upcoming joys every month. These are just some shows that are coming back. There's actually a lot. For me personally, there's a lot of viewing I'm going to be having to do in January. I won't be making any plans. I will be sat.
Okay.
And I feel like that's what January's for, really.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah. So the first thing is The Pit season 2, which, I mean, Chris has been complaining about shows like not like taking years to come back. The Pit, they're on it. Season 2, coming back January 8th. You can watch that on HBO Max. Let's go on a journey, y'all.
So, okay, so January 9th is this thing on?
Yeah.
Is that the one Bradley Cooper movie? Yeah, I think that would be a good one.
Yeah,
it has Will Arnett in it.
Yeah.
Because it was funny, we saw the preview for it and we were like, oh, well, maybe it was just me, but I saw it and I was like, is that Bradley Cooper?
No, I remember we were sitting next to each other and both of us like at the same time said, is that Bradley Cooper?
And it was weird because it was like, no, it was Will Arnett, but then next thing you see is like directed by Bradley Cooper. Right. And I was like, wait.
I don't know what they did to make him look like him. Like, it looks like Will Arnett looking like Bradley Cooper. It's strange.
I feel like it could be good. And I also think, like, the two... Like, I do really like Will Arnett.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
And it's gotten good reviews. Whatever you say about Bradley Cooper, I actually think he's a really good... He's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's a good director and
I like him.
Filmmaker, yeah.
The next thing is the People We Meet on Vacation, which is a book-to-screen adaptation.
Emily Henry,
and I'm pleased because it stars the formerly canceled show star from My Lady Jane.
Awesome. And the guy from it is the guy from that Hunger Games movie, that actor. I can't think of his name.
I think so. But I think it's people's most... I wanted to read the book, but it's such a summer book that I'm like, I'm not going to read it now, but maybe after.
I never really thought to read her books, but...
I haven't either, but people really like... I actually think it's 2 people. I can't remember who write them. But
really?
Yeah, I think so.
I thought it was Emily Henry.
I think it's 2 people.
Emily and Henry?
No, like I think maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but there is like very popular like that kind of book that's written by 2 women, like 2 friends who write them together or something.
Maybe I've only seen that name. So maybe you're right though.
I don't know. I'll say the next one because I'm excited.
That's you.
Industry season 4 comes back January 11th. Big news. Molly said she was considering. It was under consideration to watch it. So no pressure. You probably won't, and that's okay. But if you do, let me know.
Can I just say, honestly, other than you and Chris, I don't hear other people talk about this show. So that's what's making me kind of be like, do I want to watch it? Not that I'm only influenced by people talking about stuff, but I guess that's what I'm like. Am I about to commit to something that isn't actually that good? People
have said it's like the most underrated show on TV. I think it just isn't getting like as much ads for it or something. I don't know, but
weird.
It's pretty good. It's a good show. It's pretty high stakes, pretty like dark humor. I like it.
All right.
This next one also, again, I'm gonna be sad. Tell Me Lies, season 3. Again, some of these shows, they're doing a quick turn.
Is Tell Me Lies the Nicole Kidman one?
No, Tell Me Lies. You're thinking of Big Little Lies.
No, I'm not. I'm thinking of, what's the one that she's on the first 2 seasons. What's that other one she just did where she has the crazy wig? We've talked about it on the show.
Oh, where she like runs a spa?
Yeah.
9 Perfect Strangers. Right. Yeah. Which that book was good.
Tell Me Lies.
Tell Me Lies is the one that I really like that's like about a manipulative college relationship.
Yes, okay, I remember now.
And I think it's like one of the best examples of that type of relationship on television. And I hope they can hold that like accuracy.
Season 3.
Yeah. I mean, they've gone way past the book now, and I think this is one of the few times where I'm like, I think this is like the show is a little bit better than the book, but I'm hoping they don't like... So now they're getting to a point where the plots are starting, like, at the end of last season, I was kind of like, these plots are derailing a little.
Is it something that needs a season 3? Or is it an anthology?
I think, no, it's not an anthology. I think they didn't wrap it up, so it does need a season 3. It's also produced, I think, by Emma Roberts, which is interesting.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
Okay, you can do the next one too, because I'm not totally sure about this one.
Ponies, I forget what it's about, but it stars Emilia Clarke. It's going to be on Peacock, and it looks like maybe it's something about, like, they solve crimes or something like that. I think
I saw a trailer for it downstairs while we were in the living room.
Yeah, so I'll give it a try, you know.
Speaking of Emilia Clarke, January 18th, Night of 7 Kingdoms comes out. That's another prequel to Game of Thrones.
Are you going to watch this one, you think?
You know what? So I tried, as you know, I tried watching House of the Dragon. I never got into it. I'm not a huge fan of the Targaryen storyline. I know, unpopular
Targaryen
hot
hater.
It's just whatever. But honestly, this one I was kind of like, okay. I also really like the main actor in it.
Who is it?
He's the guy from, I can't think of any names right now. I think I'm just like
me
a
always
little sleepy. But He's the guy from House of Guinness, the one that we think is hot. He had a little earring.
I like him.
His character name or
because he was also in Joy, the Birth of IVF.
Right. Yep.
In case you forgot.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's in it. So
okay, perfect.
And I'll leave this one to you.
Bridgerton season 4. I put that up there with Emily in Paris, where it's like, do I enjoy it? Painfully. It's a guilty pleasure.
I didn't enjoy Bridgerton.
The first season I hated. The second season I was like, I do love this.
I enjoyed it like the first couple episodes, and then I was just like, this is not great. Yeah. And then I never finished it.
The third season wasn't my favorite, but it kept me like, I was kind of like, ooh, what's going to happen? This season, I don't really, it's interesting.
Who is it about?
It's about the younger, like the second youngest Bridgerton brother. I forget what his name is.
Oh.
And every season I'm like, well, I don't care about this sibling. But then I remember like, oh, well, this is going to be all about them, so I will care about them. So,
well, and I think with the last season, it was less about him and more about the what's her face?
Lady Whistledown.
Yeah, I mean it was about him, but like not.
Yeah, which most obvious like reveal in history. But anyways,
what Lady Whistledown?
Yeah, who she was. Like I literally pegged it from the beginning. I was like, well, I don't know. Seems like her. Like to me personally,
I guess so.
But anyways, so that's what we're gonna be watching in January. Let us know what you'll be viewing.
Upcoming Joy. I guess we could add finale of Stranger Things, January.
Oh yeah, January 1st.
Or is that December 31st? Hold on. Is it New Year's Day or New Year's Eve?
I don't know.
I'm gonna say New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Kind of Upcoming Joy.
Yeah.
Upcoming Joy to just end it.
Yeah, end it all. And that's what we're going to do here. But at least for this episode, and we hope your upcoming Joy for January and beyond is Poppin In.
Aw.
With me and you.
Yeah.
And we've had a great time with you guys. But as always, follow us on Instagram at Poppin In Podcast. Like, rate, review, subscribe. Send this to your friends, your fans, your haters, the gators, whoever you want. Please, we need more listeners. I'm very serious. But anyways, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye. Wait.